Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Never heard of him.
Really? He's very well known in London. Throughout the country, even.
He a big shot or something? Never interested in politics myself. All words and no action.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic, not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But I always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again.
These leaflets were telling the truth all along. But nobody takes them seriously.
Could be someone you know. Even someone you're close to.
It's only the first step. Support the equality between.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale.
Can I help you, Dr. Reed?
Do you need my medical attention, miss?
I don't need your help specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
I have no doubt about it, but I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then, but please leave me alone for now.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale, and be careful. Until we meet again.
These leaflets were telling the truth all along. Nobody takes them seriously.
Stay away!
Oh my god, I just realized that I had my fucking mic muted because I was friggin' testing Doom 3 on my fucking Xbox. And for some reason I must have instinctually put the friggin' bloody mute switch on my headset to fucking mute.
Support the equality between men and women.
Hey there, Lucas. What is the news that you have? Hey there, Shin. People who live in glass houses buy a lot of Windex. That's definitely very insightful.
No civilians allowed.
Hey there, Hipsuit. G'day to you as well. We're sucking blood again, huh? Hands me some human blood. Take a sip. Only the finest. Thank you. How's things, Hipsuit? Good day to you as well, Sona. How's things going? Hey there, Ryu. How's your day going? Hey there, Wicked. How's things? Hipsuit, things are good. You enjoying vacation? Oh, hell yeah. That's very good. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I hope that you have a great rest of it too. Are you going well? Just working on projects? Oh, that's great, dude. That's really good. I hope that they're going well.
This is no place for a gentleman. Best stay back.
Alright, so there was a whole big spiel I was doing, but my mic was muted at the time, about the PlayStation 5 and the game crashes while I'm streaming, and how it always ends the stream when I don't want to. And today I started a stream and then 12 minutes in the game crashed, which ended that stream. And so when I started this current stream, I was really pissed off about that. And I went off on this whole tirade about how it's stupid that the idle screen on the PlayStation 5 that it goes to when I'm streaming when I press the home button and go to other menus doesn't also activate if the game crashes while streaming.
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
晚上好, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reed.
How do you feel? Physically speaking, I mean.
I don't feel good, Dr. Reed. Not at all.
You should recover quickly after taking this.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye for now.
We all know how Mortal Kombat had a great live-action movie in '95, but when they tried to venture into animation around the same time, it left a lot to be desired. The Journey Begins and Defenders of the Realm. That's true. It just goes to show that while they successfully managed to adapt it into that movie, it doesn't mean that any other adaptations into other media is just going to become as successful. There's still variables that rely on whether or not it becomes a good thing based on how it's executed and all that kind of stuff. Hipsuit Dang, I think you should consider capturing consoles to a PC and stream it from there. Would avoid most of these problems, plus give some added benefits, but that's just your opinion. No worries at all, Hipsuit. Yeah, if I had a top-of-the-line computer, I'd probably do that, but I've got a shit laptop, so... I can only do streams like that with original Xbox I've tested the PlayStation doing remote play, and it just lags to all hell. Hey there, Zereth. Burst through a wall. Don't like it? Well, bite me. Wait. You're not something to say if you did that to a vampire's place. And it's a shame because Mortal Kombat has potential in animation. The 95 film was still great though. That perfectly segues into what you just uploaded to the Discord. Very nice of you. Well, thanks for uploading that. I'll check that out soon. Wicked, things are going good. Finished playing AC Brotherhood. That game was the kind of not as good gameplay-wise as you remember playing as a kid. Story's still good. That's fair too as well. Yeah, things like that, it's understandable that they can change, based on when you first played it and how much time has passed or, different perspective with age and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Zereth, for redeeming the random vampire movie quote. Alright, so I've got a movie. What's your name? Do you understand what's been happening to you? Help me! Hey, don't fuck with me, honey. I'll snap your neck like a twig. Now nod your head, yes or no. Do you understand what's been happening to you? Do it! Alright, now I'm going to explain it to you. First, I'm going to take my hand off your mouth. You scream. Good. Now, what's your name? Katrina. Okay, Katrina. Here's the scenario. I took off your clothes, I cleaned you up, I tied you down. I also saved your ass. You've been bitten by a vampire. Do you remember the party back at the motel? Big guy, pointy teeth, real shitty breath. Don't worry, it'll all come back soon. A master vampire has a telepathic link to his victims, and you're going to help us find him. And while he's sleeping, we unleash on his ass. You're the bait, honey. Sorry. That's from John Carpenter's Vampires. Thanks for redeeming that, Zereth.
Vampires? Ooh, how scary.
So tough, even Batman could beat that? That would be a challenge for him, Zareth. As long as he had the planning. Thank you for redeeming that as the Bane impression. So all the characters that we can potentially get the rest of the clues left. I need to check this guy. Let me see. So, first clue we've already gotten. We can't get the second clue until we go to the location that this next main story mission is related to. And after learning that hint, we can do that. Alright, so we don't have many characters left that we need to get their remaining clues for. I'll just check that post that you've made too as well, Ryu. The animated Mortal Kombat adaptations we should have gotten back in the 90s. Instead of The Journey Begins, you would have had Mortal Kombat the animated movie, which would have been a hard R animated feature by Warner Brothers Animation. Also, Defenders of the Realm would have been significantly different. Instead of a G.I. Joe Power Rangers Captain Planet-esque kids cartoon, you would have made it a darker animated show for HBO, similar to the Spawn animated series. Eventually, we did get the Legends animated films, but they had their ups and downs. Yeah, that's definitely totally fair. I feel like that Spawn animated series probably set a really good template for other properties that were very similar. You know, like I could have seen Blade, for example, being turned into like a more mature HBO style, similar to Spawn kind of thing. You know, so that would have fit really well with Mortal Kombat. And I like the tagline you've got at the top for your poster for the animated movie. This is no children's cartoon. That's very clever. And having the HBO logo on the Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Good idea. Ryu Batman? Nah, you need Blade to take care of them. Exactly, dude. What's funny is that I didn't know until I had seen Blade that, number one, he was actually a Marvel character, because I didn't know that. But number two, in combining that fact that I didn't know about Blade being a Marvel character until seeing the Blade movie, therefore not even being made aware of the character at all, when I looked back and had a look at some of the episodes for, I think it was Spider-Man the animated series, the 90s one, that there were actually some episodes with Blade in it. But when that show was being aired in Australia, obviously you're at the mercy of what episodes the network on television decides to show. And I never saw an episode with Blade, so I never knew he existed as a kid, you know, so. That Spider-Man animated series was also the debut of Whistler. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Watch out!
I hate that.
It's mine! I'll take it!
We were at full sprint, yet the enemy was still able to stop our tracks.
Your prey is mine!
Alright, Zereth. Because I know that you won't be able to fit all of the exact quotes from that moment into the actual redemption box, because I tried the same thing one time with Maxi, with his David Attenborough channel point redeem, and I tried to fit all the dialogue in, but I had to make, changes and exceptions. If you want, the part where it's you is blind, I'm not blind, you blind, that is what I just said. If you wanted to copy and paste the rest of the quote after this is what I just said, Ozerth, actually that is the quote apart from the last line. Okay, so yeah, because when with the asterisks, I'm just not sure what they were supposed to be. You said... You're right, Zereth. That's no worries, dude. It's such a funny moment from Rush Hour 3. It's a great example of wordplay, humor. There's that one called Who's On First, where every single player in the baseball game is given a name that relates to first, second, and third base. And so it's like, who's on first? And they're like, yes, who is on first? Yes, that's what I said. Who is on first? Therefore saying that the person who is actually on first base is actually named who, I did not say what, I said you. It's alright, Zereth. What I'll do is I'll get the actual quote from Rush Hour 3 off IMDb. I'm sure it'll have the scene. That way the text will all just be in one big chunk. Okay, so I've got one. I've got it. May I help you? We'll be asking the questions, old man. Who are you? You? No, not me. You. Yes, I'm you. Just answer the damn question. Who are you? I have told you. Are you deaf? No. You is blind. I'm not blind. You blind. That is what I just said. You just said what? I did not say what. I said you. That's what I'm asking you. And you was answering. Shut up. You. Yes? Not you. Him. What's your name? Me. Yes, you. I'm me. He's me. And I'm you. And I'm about to whoop your old ass, man. Because I'm sick of playing games. You? Me? Everybody's ass around here. There we go, Zereth. Thanks for redeeming that. Because it wasn't like a big whole extra paragraph of text related to the first text you put into that redemption, I definitely didn't mind, going to a different source to actually do it. Obviously, if someone was taking a paragraph from a page from a book and they couldn't fit all the page's words into the redemption, I would only accept whatever could fit into the, into the box. Unless, it was like a very short page and maybe the full paragraph and, the the sentence after couldn't fit. You, I am you. No, you is me. Me is you. You is me. Zareth, and that's where you got it? Oh, cool. Oh, that's good. And you was answering. I just love it. It's just so funny. And the thing about it is that it would be funny no matter who the characters are, what their ethnicity is, or what their accent would be. Just the idea that you have words that are descriptors of I, you, me, and all that kind of stuff, and using those words in a way that is the name for people, you know, just like with who's on first, what's on second, and all that kind of stuff with that particular skit. Yeah, Ryu, oh god. Directed by Ronnie Yu. Oh yeah. I mean, he didn't direct it, of course, but to play into the wordplay and matching you, yeah. You are me, and I'm you. Oh, he's me. These ones exploded. Zareth, voiced by Rod Legion. Who, me? No, not you. Ryu, aka Arnold Neal. This is reality. This is reality. Sorry about the balls. It was a lucky shot, that's all. I love that part of the movie too. Is there no rotten way to end it? This is not the end. You haven't read it yet. Man, I want to watch that movie again. I love that movie. It is such a great sort of like example of meta-narrative. And the fact that at the end of the actual movie, there's a movie poster for the adaptation of the novel called In the Mouth of Madness is just so well done. Zareth, I will terminate you. Me? No, not you. Him. Not you. Him. Not him. You. Who? Me? No, not you. If there was ever a movie I would love to stream and do a watch party with, it would be In the Mouth of Madness. Plus, the other thing about it too is, if you're a fan of Alan Wake, then it's really cool too, because it's essentially about an author's work coming to life, just like Alan Wake's stuff is. It's never been known how to convey the anatomy of horror. No one's believed it enough to make it real. Same cannot be said of my work. I think I fucked the quote up though, because there's some other stuff he says before. Geez, I hate this in games, how I just end up going around in a fucking circle. Like, I thought to get to Thingo's Mansion we had to go through all that pathing, but we actually fucking didn't. I don't know why the game is taken off the top of the compass, why it's taken off the marker for the freaking main story mission either. I've got no idea why it's done that for. Doesn't exactly help me in trying to make sure I actually get to where I need to go, because I just completely messed that up. Zero, so did Alan wake up? Now that's a very, very good question. Even when he does wake up, has he actually woken up? In the waking, has he actually just fallen to sleep? Or has he fallen asleep in the waking? If he has woken up already, then is everyone that was considered real actually real? Or maybe the reality where things are actually real is not the real reality that Alan wakes up to. So maybe Alan wakes up to a reality that isn't the reality that he's supposed to wake up to, but yet another reality where he's woken up. What I love about that, it's almost like an orange peel spiral of a kind of conundrum thing. It's like always finding a way to loop something back on itself, so that it keeps on looping back on itself, so that it keeps on looping back on itself, so that it loops back on itself again and again and again. That way it loops and loops on itself over again and again. View in the Mouth of Madness was very much Carpenter's Peak too. Alan Wick, aka John Wick's brother. This is not reality, not reality. This is reality. Alright, so this is where the mansion is. So, where the I went through this whole sewer system. I must have gone the wrong way somewhere in the sewer system. That's probably what happened. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. I need to do another playthrough of Alan Wake soon, because I need to do playthroughs to celebrate its 15th anniversary. At this point, the game could be turning into one of those where the fuck do I go games. Well and truly, Ryu, for sure. Like, there's various areas that are blocked off to you, and even when you get the shortcut, you may still get disoriented. And there's also like a lot of familiar sort of areas that you go to over and over again. I'd love to talk about my ideas for a potential Alan Wake 3, but that would require actually spoiling Alan Wake 2. But all I'll say is that there is the possibility that Alan Wake 3 may have a completely different title to what the previous games have had. It feels like one of those Scooby-Doo cartoons where the characters are being chased through doors in the same hallway. I love that kind of stuff too. That's just so funny when that happens. There's a little bit of that, not chasing someone, but there's a little bit of that in Secret of Monkey Island when you go down a certain set of streets. You go through certain doorways. Like, there's specific doors that lead you to where you need to go, but there's also doors that just randomly put Guybrush at a completely different door, and so on and so forth. I can't remember the exact specific spot, but it's in the same sort of like alleyway type thing where you find the guy who's selling the map, who has the parrot on his shoulder. Oh, see, it's put me all the fucking way over here. Like, holy fucking bloody shit. We've done everything that we need to get there. Find a way. Follow the passage to reach Aloysius's Dawson's. Man, there's no fucking bloody way to tell within the area where you're going whether you're getting to there. Jeez, I don't know. I feel like this playthrough has gone on longer than it potentially could have. But the other thing about it too is I have to be very specific about what I'm doing. So I've had to make sure that I'm looking at a guide and all that kind of stuff. If I wasn't worried about what ending I was getting, I'd just, do what was needed. The guy just did a superhero landing. Absolutely he did. Yep. It's so funny. These sort of, situations in fiction that that can become anecdotal, but also like shorthand for stuff. This is a really, really annoying way to have to do this, but in order to actually get to where I need to go, I'm just going to have to keep on looking at the map like this. And hopefully, we'll be able to get to where we need to go. Because yeah, for some reason, they've taken the icon for the main story mission off the compass at the top of the screen. Just to be assholes, I think. See, I fucking bypassed it. Alright, so it's over this way, is it? It just leads me to the fucking tunnel that I just fucking came back from. Jesus bloody fucking Christ. Who at least says the map, unlike Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Oh yeah. That's another game where you can get friggin' lost, especially in the friggin' water temple level. I need to do a playthrough of that again. It's been a few years since I did. I love that game, even though it's annoying. It's one of those so bad games, it's actually quite enjoyable in a certain kind of ironic way. Where it can be extremely frustrating and annoying, but there's also things about it that are very sort of nostalgic for me. Because I remember the first time I played it, it was raining, the weather was very bleak, it was cold, it was a weekend, and I had ridden on my bicycle to the video store to rent Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, and then I came back home, back to the warmth, and we had like the heater going and everything like that, and just, starting the game and playing it. And when I think back to those times, and it's before Facebook existed, it's before any form of social media existed, there was no YouTube or anything like that yet. Unfortunately, it was dial-up internet. But there's just a certain feeling that would be akin to people who grew up when there were no heaters, but there was only fireplaces, or there was no television even, like those sorts of periods of time where you didn't have those kinds of distractions even that we have nowadays. But yeah, I have fond memories of the first time I played Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, especially the music. And I remember I used to go around the house actually walking like Sub-Zero did. I mean, you got to remember too, I was like friggin' 11 years old or something. It wasn't like I was a grown adult going around doing this stuff. But it's just funny the things that you do as a kid when you're emulating something that you've watched or you're playing. I never did it to the point of hurting people. Like I wasn't that unable to tell difference between reality and fiction. Like I played a lot of beat 'em ups and all that kind of stuff. And all that kind of stuff. It's like the Threshold Mortal Kombat movies, but with an even lower budget and twice the cheesy charm. That's a good way to put it too, as well.
It's locked.
You're not wrong there. Yeah, that's true, Ryu. Yeah, because 95, 97, yeah, so it would have been Would have been 13 going on 14, I think. Because it was 97 when that came out. Jeez, I hate this friggin' trying to find where I need to go. Like, seriously. Aha, here we go. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, when I come out this way, where does it put, I was going to call him Edward. Anthony Howell, who plays Edward Pierce in Call of Cthulhu, also plays Jonathan in this game. So I had to call the character Edward. See, and then it just puts me back away again. Oh, so it's over this way. Jesus fucking Christ. Still, if the game would have kept the friggin' icon on the compass, wouldn't have this friggin' problem. You would think that if we've already done the shortcut, that they would put the fucking marker here.
It's mine! I'll take it!
Pretty much, Ryu, yeah. Yeah, the game's trolling me. Instead of putting the main mission icon on the main map to where I need to actually go, it still has it where I had to go initially. I hate these enemies. I want to stick the crucifix up their fucking arm.
We have to stop it! Shit, that leech is fast!
Leech, blah blah blah. Alright, pick that stuff up. Okay. Now.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Like this, we just go into a rich person's house and just do looting. Like, here we go. Who puts a screw in the drawer? Like, what the hell? It's like, just get a jar and put screws inside it. Ryu Blade would make casserole out of these vampires faster than this guy. Absolutely, he'd be slicing and dicing. Newspaper article. Execution of John Francis Sparrow. John Francis Sparrow, 21, has been hung this morning in the prison of Pentonville. Mr. Sparrow was sentenced to death after being found guilty of the murder of his sister Alexandra Sparrow. Until the end, the man claimed he was innocent. No formal proof of his presence at the crime scene was ever brought to the court, but he has been sentenced to death and executed anyway. Scotland Yard refused to reopen the case despite the many holes in the chains of events, which ended with the death of Miss Sparrow. Charles Albright, who conducted the inquiry for Scotland Yard, refused to answer any of our questions, but 3 weeks ago he was demoted without any official explanation. What a strange way to reward an efficient inquiry. Clayton Darby. Alright, so we found the newspaper article for Hint 2. Then after learning Hint 2 for Charles, speak to him and select personal questions. I might branch off from...
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
I'm going to take care of this now. I like too that they've called this main character Jonathan, because it's also a reference to Jonathan Harker in Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. And talking about John Wick earlier, actually real, of course, in the 1992 movie by Francis Ford Coppola, Keanu Reeves plays Jonathan Harker. I know where the bastard sleeps. Carfax Abbey. I've always remembered him say that line from Dracula. Bill and Ted. Whoa. I know where the vampire sleeps. Which is even funny because because Alex Winters, who is in Bill and Ted with Keanu Reeves, was also in a vampire movie, The Lost Boys, as one of the vampires. Now, what a mashup that would be in an alternate universe. Bill is a vampire, and Ted is potentially a vampire hunter.
Dr. Reed, still conducting your nocturnal survey?
What are you investigating, exactly?
Well, my 2 missing persons cases have been solved. By you, it seems. Are you just that lucky? Or do you know something I don't?
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something? What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I did was to lead them safely home.
Zereth, pull your lever and I'll pull mine. Wrong lever. Not that lever. The other one. Think ahead.
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. I made a terrible mistake, and I deserved it. Sometimes I think I should have resigned.
So why are you still working here?
Because I'm a damn fine copper. I just don't want to have someone innocent hung again by mistake because of me.
The death penalty is not an efficient deterrent. I sometimes think it pushes criminals to more violence, since they know they have nothing to lose.
I agree. I'm convinced all civilized nations should abolish the death penalty. Maybe after the war, once that bloodshed is over, the survivors will change that.
Why do you think there shouldn't be a death penalty?
I believe no one should decide to take a man's life. Not a nation or a government.
Are you a pacifist, Inspector?
No, sir. But I believe in divine justice. Only God has the right to decide who will live and who must die.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Well, they still could do this as a thing for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Well, not necessarily it specifically, but in relation to the whole Fry family, we of course get references to the parents of Evie and Jacob. We don't see them. There's no flashback scenes that show them or anything like that when they were still alive. And then Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, after the credits, has a reference because Ethan Fry is directly involved in the cutscene with Arbaz, Henry Green's father. But I feel that if they were to do something back when Cecily and Ethan Fry were still alive, in terms of like who they should cast, Anthony Howell, who plays Jonathan in this game, I'd cast him as Ethan Fry, and then Emerald O'Hanrahan, who admittedly has already been in an Assassin's Creed game, which was Syndicate. She plays Lucy Thorne, but she was also in the game Call of Cthulhu that Anthony Howell was also in as Edward Pierce. So I think casting her as Cecily Fry would be really cool. So you have Anthony Howell as Ethan Fry and Emerald O'Hanrahan as Cecily Fry, and have them be in a story where we either play as them, or it might be an audiobook, or it might be an animated thing. Who knows? But anyway, that's who I would cast in those roles if I was able to. And they were willing to do it, obviously. And be interesting too in that scenario because you would also have Crawford Starrick when he was younger as well, because Evie and Jacob's parents also fought against Starrick as well, because Starrick has been head of the Templars in London for a very, very long time, or he had been until he gets killed, of course. But
not a safe place right now, sir. Leech spotted. Watch out, guys. Crawl back to the hell that spawned you! Murder is fine!
I cannot enter.
Alright, so we still can't access the theatre again yet. That's fair enough. Just thought I'd test that out while I thought about it. Alright, so we'll get back to the main narrative now.
Against malevolence and trickery.
Hey there, Mr. Goethe. Welcome, dude. It must have been the wind, or maybe it was the vampire becoming wind to do a stealth attack. Mists, vapors, and fog. Nosferatu. It's so funny, you know, like, sometimes I think about, what if you were to take actors who were portraying one role in an adaptation, but you do a new adaptation now that they're older than they were, so that they can play a different character. So, for example, Gary Oldman played Dracula in the 1992 movie, and Anthony Hopkins played Van Helsing. But what if, in a new adaptation, Gary Oldman played Van Helsing instead? Either that, or have him play maybe what's the character, or have him play Renfield or something. I don't know. I think it's been a while since Gary Oldman played like a very sort of manic, potentially crazy character. Something I've been thinking of, and I've said this before, but I've never actually done like a concrete planning of it, but I wouldn't mind at some point in the future to actually do a Just Chatting stream, but I would choose a specific game that had like some kind of ambient location that there was no threat of some random, you know, enemy appearing or NPC or whatever, but just have like a very sort of like safe zone ambient music sounds in a video game, and just have that be on there, and not set the category to the video game, but just set it to Just Chatting category as well. Especially if I want to do a very specific kind of thing. Like, I don't want, like, let's say I decided, hey, I'll do a Just Chatting stream about horror movies. I wouldn't be like, you can't talk about anything except for horror movies. I wouldn't be like that. If someone in chat wanted to talk about something that wasn't a horror movie topic, I would still actually talk about it, you know. But I mean to say, like, have it be like a theme for the Just Chatting stream is, you know, horror movies. But if someone wants to talk about comedies, they can if they want, you know. I wouldn't be that sort of like, you know, has to be this and not that kind of thing. Oh shit. Damn, I'm glad I didn't interact with Dawson yet. Fuck. There's a clue, there's like a conversation with Swansea that I wanted to do. Because I've been doing that in this playthrough. Talking to him whenever there's an icon on the map for his conversations. It's moments like this, though, I wish this game had a fast travel system. I'm going good, thanks, Mr. Gote. Things are going well. Wanted to do some extra streams of this game today, ahead of streaming on Friday with it. And when I started my stream day, I had a 12-minute stream and then the game crashed, which ended the stream when I didn't want it to. So that was annoying. But the timing for it worked out well in terms of where I was up to in the game at the time, because I was in the middle of a conversation with the character, but the autosave was still before talking to that character, so that worked out well. So I was a bit pissed off about that. But otherwise, been going really good. Been thinking ahead and thinking about what kinds of playthroughs I want to do for certain games that I normally do, you know, annual runs for and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to work out something for GTA 4 when I play it next, and same with GTA 5 as well. Because I'd like to play GTA 4 again this year. But potentially I could also play GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas again as well. But for some of these things I might have to reinstate Tuesday as an actual locked-in stream day. But I'll wait until I get to the point where I absolutely must do it before actually doing it.
Best be on your way. Over there! There's one of them vermin! Crush the leech, boys!
And yesterday in my stream of Doom 3 I was really getting into the game, but the game crashed twice and ended the stream. Each time it was about 2 hours into the stream when the game would crash. So I was so annoyed at that I decided that off stream I would start a playthrough of Doom 3 on the Xbox instead, and then get up to where I was up to in the stream on the PlayStation 5 version, and then for the rest of the playthrough stream the Xbox version. But I've been thinking more about it, and I'm thinking of just basically restarting the whole playthrough and starting the playthrough on the Xbox version and streaming the start of the playthrough on the Xbox version again. Get rid of the VOD. Mr. Goethe, you get to play Space Marine 2 soon. It's coming to Game Pass with Wu Cheng. Oh, that is so cool. That's good that it's coming to Game Pass.
Hello, Jonathan. How are things going in the West End?
I'm still investigating the source of the epidemic. I may have found a solid lead.
Good. We'll have to win this fight in the end.
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
No. Do you want me to pass on a message the next time she passes by?
Just tell her thank you for the advice.
You thank her for her advice. All right, I'll tell her.
I met Usher Talltree.
You really met the primate? God, I wish I'd been there to witness that. Usher Talltree meeting Jonathan Reed. Just splendid.
He seems quite a peculiar man.
He's a very knowledgeable man. Travelled to almost every corner of the globe to gather information on vampires. A true scholar.
He holds you in high regard.
Really? Oh, I'm flattered. The Brotherhood only gathers whenever one of us needs to share some discovery, and that rarely happens nowadays.
Have you heard about Aloysius Dawson's so-called project? He aims to isolate the city from the East End to protect the wealthy.
Well, that's not a bad idea. It has worked before, but a total quarantine would be almost impossible in a city like London.
That's why Dawson is thinking about building a wall around the wealthier districts.
Quite a radical idea. But if the disease should get past the wall, well, they'll be trapped and the contagion will spread like wildfire.
I have to go now. Goodbye, Edgar.
Goodbye, Jonathan. Come back to us soon.
In the zombie movie Land of the Dead, there was a situation where the people who were rich got to actually live in this city where they had a big gate that would actually prevent people who weren't rich from being able to actually be in the city. And the implication was that those who were rich enough to be able to gain access to this so-called safe haven, ultimately in the end, were still susceptible to being killed by, I can't remember exactly, but random chance or just some kind of, scenario where the zombies get in and are able to cause havoc. Hey there, Lidus. Welcome on in, dude. Sorry to hear that your head feels heavy and that you're a bit sleepy. I hope you can get some good rest soon. As for me, I'm doing well, working more on Vampyr. I started my stream day with a stream that ended abruptly 12 minutes in because the game decided to crash. So now this stream is actually the second for today, but the previous stream I won't be publishing the VOD because it's so short, and also the conversation I was having with the character at the time when the game crashed, the autosave was before that conversation started, so I could still get the story relevant part of the playthrough into this current stream. You slept so much. Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, like, one might think that if you sleep a lot then you won't be as tired, but that can also lead to being tired as well, understandably.
I'd step back, sir.
Yeah, it's so annoying. I don't know what's going on. I might have to factory reset my PlayStation 5 because I don't know if it's the games that I'm streaming or if it's the actual console. I might also check to see I've got the latest update for the console as well. Like, you're trying to do your shenanigans here in chat, but you feel like you'll get timed out or banned for your shenanigans. But to be honest, I'm happy you chat and enjoy them, I think. Yeah, I mean, as with anything, like, there's definitely things that this channel is not an advocacy for as well. But you'll definitely know. Like, it would have to be really extreme to be a bannable thing, but I mean to say, like, I definitely wouldn't be not communicating anything. It went through, Lotus. It went through. Automod was asleep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's the irony, because this is a mature rated channel, i.e., if you're under 18 years old and you're watching this stream, then, you shouldn't be. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that anything goes, if you know what I mean. Like, for example, going into explicit detail about certain things might be a bit, oversaturating stuff as well. Like, for example, there's a lot of thirsty people out there who seem to think that everyone else wants to know that they are. So they make it a point to describe in great detail various things about their thirst that not everyone needs to know. And my stream is certainly not intended to be a repository for all that kind of, content and stuff. But your son is watching the stream, he's enjoying it. You're old enough, oh yeah, I mean, even jokes have certain limits that ends up hurting someone more than being a joke. Makes sense. Oh, absolutely. That's the other thing too as well. Like, I'm not against streamers who don't mind if their chat goes into explicit detail about, violence or drugs or sex or anything like that, but it's not really why I created this channel. It's... Okay, so I don't think there's any more conversations that are actually on the map. Just double check. Right, it's thirsty people, don't you fucking dare come in here. We only serve water and coffee sometimes. Tea if we're in a good mood. Man, there is a time and a place for those things. And chat isn't one of them, that's for sure. Oh, exactly, Lightus, that's it. But everyone's different. And whenever I say there's things that I don't do, it doesn't mean that I'm saying people who do them, shouldn't or should do them. Everyone's an individual, and everyone has their own minimum and maximum of things that they're willing to either accept or to reject. And it's up to everyone individually. Well, that's good, Lightus. I'm glad that you are. Thank you so much for that.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right. What is it you wish to ask?
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
Oh yeah, exactly, Lidus, yeah. For sure. I mean, there's definitely certain things that are instant, banning. Like if someone just comes in and puts like a spam link to like, something, or like a bot. Like obviously that as well. But it also depends too. It's very hard to just say something without an actual example that I can think of, but you definitely know it when you see it, or you'll know it when I've seen it, what happens after it's been seen. That's right, Lidus. It was so ironic too, because he's a doctor that actually specializes in blood transfusions as well.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking, but I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
How very Wesker of you from Resident Evil. Winnowing. For far too long. Chris! Lidus, anyway, no need to pass that message as long as you read it. I did, dude, for sure. Yeah. Placenta, welcome on in. London can serve with some walls right now to separate the few good areas from the bad areas. Yeah, I mean, there's sort of like maybe some, positives to doing something like this, I guess, but definitely also some negatives as well. Not everything is all cut and dry.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
By doing so, you will also create two separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Oh, you haven't prepared for this playthrough, though.
You don't deserve immortality, Mr. Dawson.
What? What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are despicable.
No! Wait! You can't! I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
I would have lived forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
Who gave you the authority? I gave him the authority. What you gonna do about it? Aloysius Dawson, embraced. Aloysius Dawson. Charles Ebenezer Dawson, 71 years old, male, an intricate mind in a disowned body. Aloysius had an elder twin brother who helped him grow the company Dawson & Dawson, the most renowned and profitable firm in the ever-expanding Dawson Empire. The brothers were inseparable and disturbingly complementary. Aloysius was calculating and diplomatic, while his twin was a risk-taker and knew how to torment people until they submitted. It was his love of danger that was his downfall, as the older twin died in a horrendous plane crash that stunned London society. Following the incident, Aloysius shut himself off from the world. There he cultivated his fear and fascination of all things supernatural, which became so severe he planned to build an actual wall around his neighborhood. He joined all possible occult circles and societies. He was even an active member of the infamous Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn until 1910, and was a personal acquaintance of Aleister Crowley. As he grew older, he focused his resources on investigating any method that might prolong his life: vanguard science and the dark arts, heroin decoctions, experimental drugs, covered mirrors, and tales of men who burned in direct sunlight. The Ascalon Club selected him as their new vampire recruit, and Aloysius knew full well what membership would entitle him to. To end his life, or to allow some form of continuation. My choice was not easy. Or was it? So for this playthrough, all citizens in this game are getting embraced. All of them. And when we get the option to turn McCullum into a vampire, in order to get the outcome I want for this playthrough, we need to actually turn him into one. Ladis, you thought he said Lord Raiden. Oh no. Bad boy, what you gonna do when Rod comes for you? Especially this character. There's definitely repercussions for, your choices in these regards, but in this playthrough, all the citizens in the citizen menu are going to be embraced like this. Lord Redgrave. He's not going to be happy. Gladys, is there a game that you always wanted to stream but you couldn't due to schedules or something, and would you stream it soon given the chance? Not necessarily. Nothing's really coming to mind as well. but it's very hard to actually just randomly do a random game because I've got so many things I want to actually get done. Both things I've already mentioned, but also things I'm keeping a surprise as well.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
I could not let such a dangerous man become immortal. Not from my blood, not for you.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone! Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door. Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
That's all good, Lightus. Absolutely no worries at all, dude.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Oh, nice, Lightus. That'll be good to see. Yeah, so the real short the university called you to do for them. Man being in front of camera is stressful, but it sure was a fun experience. Oh, that's cool that you still had fun though, Lightus, in spite of that as well. I mean, it can be understandable to have, you know, nervousness and things like that, but it's good that you still enjoyed and had fun with it, though.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the Sewer Skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
I'm not going to be so sappy and choose tell her I love her, or tell her I'll worry about her. I'll just say, tell her we need to talk.
Tell her we need to talk.
In the end, is this not what we all need? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
The fire rises. Lidus, thank you so very much, dude, for the 3 years, 7 months, 17 days, and 16 hours of followage as well. That's amazing. Thank you very much. You've been part of this journey. It felt longer. That can definitely happen too as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Tell her the kid is not my son. Oh yeah, like the Billie Jean song.
It's been such a long time since I came to this part of town.
Zereth, thank you so very much for the 3 years, 6 months, 9 days, and 2 hours of followage. Thank you very much for that, Zereth. I appreciate that too. Thank you. Alright, so we have another victim that has been embraced. So that is now the third pillar character that has been embraced. Oh, really, Lucas? You have a puppy in the house you just helped to get down the stairs by herself? Oh, that's really cool, Lucas. That's cool. Gladys. Sorry, Billie Jean moment. He, not her, dang it. Yes, Rod, you hate autocorrect. It can be annoying. Especially, too, if there's actually a word you're supposed to spell a certain way, but autocorrect keeps correcting it to the correct way of spelling, even though in the context of what you're actually wanting to type, it's not supposed to be correct. An 8-week-old German Shepherd. Oh, I imagine then be bouncing around a lot too.